McCandless Jr., the younger, here. Say hello.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. Got Mr. Herb McCandless Sr. over here. You guys have breathed some new life into this Hemi Challenge. This is the most anticipated Hemi Challenge, in my opinion, in a couple years here. Tell us how you did it.
Well, actually, Mike McCandless and this man sitting in the car right here, Buddy Martin and David Akeem. So we got Buddy Martin out here for the 70th US Nationals, David Akeem, who was the PR and marketing guy behind all of this, for Mike McCandless with McCandless Collection, with the Sox Martin Hemi shootout, and it worked out amazingly well. So the drivers have a lot to look forward to for the next couple of years.
And you got a pretty tight field up there in that top half, and
they got to make 5 runs today.
That's
the thing. That's the key.
Right? Now, Mr. Herb Sr., I mean, I know you've made 5 runs in one day with one of these cars back in the day. What do you miss about that golden era of those years when you were heavily involved with those cars?
There was nothing like buckling yourself in the car. We ran real 4-speeds where we pushed the clutch down to shift them, and when you put it in high gear and you were in front, that was the greatest feeling in the world, whether you were at Indy or you were at a match race. We lived on a high all the time. I mean, people used to ask me, why do you open the door when you back up? I said, smell that rosin, that gets you high before you make the run.
Yeah, that's right.
We lived in a time when there'll never be again, because we could match race 3 or 4 days a week, and major events are only 4 or 5 all year long, and we dreaded them because you were tied up for 3 or 4 days and couldn't make but 3 or 4 runs. We'd go make 3 or 4 runs every day. We had such an advantage because we made so many runs in the car. And you've heard the expression, practice makes perfect. Well, I always said that's why our stuff was fast, because we made so many runs.
Unbelievable. Do you think we could ever get back to that golden era of match racing again?
No. Too much technology. They got 4-speeds that they don't touch the clutch. They leave the starting line, just sit there like a Lenco. We called it a Lenco. They call them 4-speeds now, but it was a Lenco. We hated the Lenco when it came into being, because the Lenco brought in a whole bunch of people that couldn't run as fast as we could. When the cars got down in the low 9s, there were really about a half a dozen good cars that could run real low 9s with a 4-speed, no problem, make the runs. But as they got faster and faster, there were fewer and fewer people that could do it. I was fortunate enough to be one of the people that could do it.
That's amazing. And then your success led to a lot of the match racing. I mean, how did you do that? How many weeks on the road all year? I mean, you got to have a supportive significant other, I would say, to be okay with that.
I found a calendar. I lost my wife 8 years ago, and I found a calendar she kept. And in '72, I was gone 17 days in June, 16 days in July, and 27 days in August. That I was gone. Wow. I wasn't at home. But we were racing 3 or 4 days a week. And if we wasn't racing, we were at Milan testing if we got a chance to go there. But we thought that's what people did. I mean, we were living a great life. I had Gail Mortimer with me. He was the best of the best. That's what Buddy Martin was so good at. He put the best people together. We got Gail to work with me, and we just worked great together. We were really good together. And of course, Ronnie had Buddy run it. Buddy ran the show. He booked everything, took care of everything. And Jake King built the engines, and Dave Christie built Ronnie's cars and took care of them. And we just had the best group of people. No fighting amongst each other, nothing. We all worked together. If Ronnie found something I knew about it, if I found something he knew about it, and it just worked.
That's hard to find, especially in these days where loyalty, good help, all of that, very difficult to find. You had it back then. I wish we could go back to that golden age. I'm a little bit too young. I was born after all of those years, and I would love for them to come back. So.
Oh, we had that United States racing team group together in '71, '72. We ran all the big tracks on a Wednesday night. We put 6,000 people in a track on a Wednesday night for a pro stock show one time. I mean, it was great, and I loved it because I won 4 of them things in a row. I was the only person that ever did that.
Wow.
I mean, that paid $1,500 on a Wednesday night. I took in $6,000 in 4 weeks.
Wow.
Not counting Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Wow. I mean, that was when $125 was a good paying job. So think about that a little bit.
We'll have to get an inflation calculator out and see exactly how much money you were pulling in back then.
It would scare you to death.
Well, I know you guys are getting ready to run first round of the Hemi Challenge, and you got to go. You're going to go announce. I like when you help them announce because I learned things, and I want to thank you and your son for putting this on. Thank you guys very much.
Well, thank you for doing it. We enjoy it. We like to make contact with the people and just come up and talk to us. We're just normal people.
All right, thank you.